In this video, we're going to take a quick look at our website, and we'll just start at the left side of our menu bar and work our way to the right. I do want to say that the forms that you can find under Member Schools Only, these will be explained in separate videos. And so basically what this video is covering will be all of the items other than these forms. So let's look over it, starting with general information. If you want to find out a little bit about the history of the association and some of the individuals that were involved, we've got a number of awards that are given each year. We've got a Hall of Fame, and we'll take a quick glance at that and just look at some of the individuals that have played a very big role in establishing our association and keeping it going over the years. So we have tried our best to honor these individuals and certainly thank them for all that they have done for us. As far as awards, let's just look at a couple of the awards that we have this past year. When I made this video, Termy Land was the recipient of the W. Bradshaw Award. You can look down and see the previous people that had received that award, and so our association again tries to do a good job of honoring the folks that have worked hard and still are working hard to make our association what it is. There's a page that we think will be very helpful to you. It's called the Job Opportunities page. Anytime that you're looking for a teacher, you have the opportunity to let the world know through our website, and we are aware that there are a number of schools of education, colleges that have told their students about this page. And at the time that I was making this video, for example, a mid school was looking for a 6th grade teacher and a 4th grade teacher. This information was posted by using the post openings form, and again there's a separate video to show you how to do that. But this is the job opportunities page, and this is a page that gets visited quite a bit. The next page that I'll just talk about slightly is a bulletin board page, and the reason we're not going into great detail about this here is because this page also is covered over when we talk about the post office page. I will just let you know there's also a link to the bulletin board here, and just tell you quickly that this is the page that we use to communicate with our patrons, not necessarily our administration. There's a separate page called the post office page that you'll have to sign into and that you need to check every day. This page is similar to that. But there's some items that are not put on the bulletin board page, but things like playoff brackets and times, those type items are. Next thing that is very important is our calendar, and it actually comes in 2 or 3 flavors here. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Our athletic commission approved a calendar, a long-range calendar, a few years ago, and we have posted the next few years just so you can glance at some things. It's not like there can't be some changes here, but this is what we're going to try to stick with, if at all possible. The availability of some sites will change sometimes about whether or not we can stay with a particular weekend. But next thing you have access to is a list view. I know some people had rather be looking at a list view of a calendar rather than the calendar view, but that is available to you. I prefer the calendar view, so that's where I'm going to spend most of my time, and just point out to you that we are at the time that I made this video, we were still in the 2009-2010 school year, and we will reach a point this next month where we flip over and get into the next school year. But when that happens, let me pull up the next school year and show you what you'll be looking at. If you need it, we've got navigational buttons here, and if you needed to go back to the previous school year, you would use that navigational button to do that. If you needed to go to the next school year, you would use that button to do that. And if you needed to go from month to month, then that you would, like if I want to go to October of this school of 2010, that's how I get there. Now, one thing that a couple things I want to point out as far as the how interactive the calendar is. Every time that we move over one of these items, you'll notice that there is a note that pops up. Sometimes that note, it just says no note. We haven't entered anything. But in October, for example, let me go to one of our meetings. This meeting, if I needed to know where that meeting was and what time it was, we've provided a note for that. And so be aware that that note is available. There are also times when if there's a certain document that is associated with that, you will be able to click on this link and it would actually pull up. Let's say this had to do with the football playoffs. You could actually pull up what the brackets were. And so it is a very interactive calendar. Back in August, a very big day is the Thursday before the first varsity football game. This is a day that a lot of things are due. The security plans are due that day. The headmaster AD verification form is due that day. The accreditation paperwork is due that day. And so you can tell, you can see that this is a special day because it is highlighted in orange. And we try to do that anytime that there's a deadline on which there's some fines associated or any kind of penalty associated, or anytime that your kids might miss something. If there's a deadline, we try to highlight that in orange. Now, I can't promise you that that we've got them all highlighted, but we make an attempt to do that. And if you ever notice somewhere that we haven't got that done, just let us know. All right. As we move through the calendar year, please understand that we do our very best not to change dates and sites. But there are times when we get information after the fact that says, look, we can't have this particular forum to have some type of contest. And we have had, for example, it happened in track the last couple of years. We had intended to have an overall track meet at a particular location, and at Mississippi College at their track, and it just happened to fall on the weekend that they were having their graduation, and they just didn't want because of parking, they didn't want a bunch of extra people out there, and so our commission had to choose: are we going to keep the site or are we going to keep the date? And so they chose to keep the site and move the date. And we know that that is a changing date. A date is problematic. Nobody hates that worse than we do. But that does happen. Just know that we do our very best not to do it any more than possible. There is a board or a document that we refer to as messages from member schools, and this is basically what it always looks like. If your school is looking for is trying to sell some books, or in this case, if you have unfortunately, Strider Academy had a teacher that had worked there a number of years, lost her life to cancer, and they just wanted the other members in the association to be in prayer. If you want to share that with the schools, we'll do that on this page. If you're looking for teams for a tournament, you can do that. This is what it says. It's messages from member schools. And so anytime that you've got something that you want to add to that page, you just simply do this: send me an email, and I will be glad to copy what you've sent and paste it into that document. Now, I'm not going to word your document for you, but if you'll just send it to ddrake@msais.org, the exact message that you want. Be sure that you put contact information in there, and I'll copy it and I will paste it into that page and I'll post it. And we have gotten a lot of positive response for that. We have just a number of times when coaches, for example, wanted to sell some weight equipment, or coaches were looking for a particular type of equipment, or somebody was looking for a particular type book that they couldn't find anywhere else. A lot of people look at this page, and it's been good for us. The information, I'm not going to click on this link, but we have a developmental golf tournament every year, and once we get the brochure for the upcoming tournament, we always post that here, and this is where